Many people attempt to shift to their desired reality, but unknowingly reinforce the very timeline they want to leave. They believe they are aligning with a new reality, yet they continue to operate under hidden patterns that keep them stuck. Without realizing it, they hold on to beliefs, emotions, and actions that keep them anchored in their current timeline. This is why some people spend years trying to shift but never see real change. Shifting to a new timeline isn't about waiting for external circumstances to change. It's about embodying the energy of your desired reality now. Every moment, you are shifting, whether consciously or not. The version of you that already has everything you want exists right now, in another timeline. And the only thing keeping you from stepping into that reality are the subtle habits and beliefs you may not even be aware of. Throughout this video, we'll uncover the 7 key mistakes preventing you from fully shifting. Some of these mistakes are subtle, some are deeply ingrained, but all of them are keeping you from the effortless shift that is possible for you. Once you recognize and correct them, stepping into your desired timeline becomes natural, almost inevitable. One of the most common yet invisible mistakes people make when trying to shift timelines is constantly looking for confirmation that it's working. They wait for a sign, a change in circumstances, or some external proof before they allow themselves to fully believe in the shift. But this very act of searching for validation reinforces the idea that they are still in their old reality. Reality is not something that proves itself to you first. It reflects what you already believe to be true. If you need proof that your shift is happening, that means you still hold doubt. And if you still hold doubt, you are energetically aligned with the timeline where the shift hasn't yet occurred. This creates a paradox. The more you look for proof, the more you confirm to yourself that the shift hasn't happened yet. This is why some people seem to manifest quickly while others struggle. The ones who shift effortlessly don't keep questioning whether it's working. They simply assume it already has. They move through life as if they are already in their desired reality, and as a result, reality begins to shift around them to match. Their external world adapts to their internal state, not the other way around. A major reason people look for proof is because they don't fully trust the process. They want reassurance before they let go of their old beliefs and step fully into the unknown. But shifting to a new reality requires faith in the unseen. It means acting as if your reality has already changed, even when there's no visible evidence yet. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about embodying the new state of being before the physical world catches up. Many people fall into the trap of checking their circumstances every day, asking questions like, has anything changed yet? Am I seeing signs? Is it working? But this act of checking reinforces the idea that the change isn't already in place. Instead of stepping into their new timeline, they remain anchored in the old one, constantly reaffirming that things are still the same. A powerful shift happens when you stop looking for proof and start feeling the proof within yourself. Ask yourself, do I feel different? Do I think differently? Am I responding to life in a new way? These internal shifts are far more important than any external sign. They indicate that your energy is already shifting, and the external world will inevitably catch up. This mistake is especially common when trying to manifest something big, like financial abundance, love, or a major life change. The desire to see proof becomes stronger because the stakes feel higher. But this is precisely when you must detach the most. If you truly believe you've already shifted, you wouldn't need to keep checking. You would already be living in that new state of being. The moment you stop waiting for proof and start fully embodying your desired reality, you collapse the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Reality follows your certainty, not your doubts. When you stop searching for confirmation, you'll find that the shift happens effortlessly because you're no longer keeping yourself in limbo. Many people believe that manifestation is about attracting something that doesn't yet exist into their lives. They think they need to pull money, love, success, or happiness toward them, as if these things are separate and outside of their current reality. But this belief keeps them stuck in a state of waiting, always chasing something that feels just out of reach. The truth is, you don't have to attract anything. Your desired reality already exists. Every possible version of your life is happening simultaneously, and shifting timelines is about aligning with the version of reality where your desire is already true. You're not bringing something to you. You're stepping into the version of yourself that already has it. When people try to attract something, they are unintentionally reinforcing the belief that they don't already have it. They focus on the gap between where they are and where they want to be, which only keeps them in the timeline where that gap exists. This is why so many people feel stuck, endlessly visualizing or affirming their desires but never actually seeing results. They are sending out the vibration of wanting rather than having. Imagine tuning a radio dial. If you want to listen to a specific station, you don't try to pull that station toward you. You simply adjust the dial to match its frequency. The station was always there. You just weren't tuned into it. Reality works the same way. If you shift your energy to match the frequency of the reality you desire, you will naturally experience it. A common mistake people make is focusing too much on external circumstances instead of shifting their internal state. They believe that once they see their desire manifest, they will finally feel secure, happy, or successful. But the process works in reverse. You must first embody the feeling of having it, and then your external world will shift to match. This is why some people manifest effortlessly while others struggle. The ones who shift quickly don't wait for external confirmation before they change their internal state. They assume the shift is already real and start living from that perspective immediately. They don't try to attract wealth. They see themselves as already abundant. They don't try to pull in love. They feel loved and whole within themselves. The shift happens internally first, and the external world follows. When you stop trying to attract and start aligning with the version of yourself that already has what you want, things fall into place naturally. Instead of focusing on the lack, focus on the energy of already being there. How would you feel if your desire was already real? What decisions would you make? How would you carry yourself? Start living from that state now. Many people resist this idea because it challenges their understanding of how reality works. They've been taught to believe that effort and external action are the primary ways to create change. But shifting timelines requires a new perspective. It's not about forcing or chasing, it's about becoming. The key is to stop seeing your desire as something separate from you. If you keep waiting for it to appear, you are affirming that it isn't here yet. But if you embody the energy of already having it, your reality will rearrange itself to reflect that truth. One of the most dangerous yet overlooked mistakes people make when trying to shift timelines is holding onto subconscious beliefs that directly contradict their desires. Consciously, they may say they want wealth, love, or success, but deep down, their subconscious programming is telling a different story, one that keeps them anchored in their current reality. Your subconscious mind operates like an autopilot system. It runs patterns based on past experiences, societal conditioning, and deeply ingrained beliefs. If you were raised with the idea that money is evil, love is hard to find, or success requires struggle, those beliefs are shaping your current timeline, whether you're aware of them or not. Even if you consciously try to shift to a new reality, these unconscious programs act as a gravitational pull, keeping you stuck. Many people assume that simply setting an intention or visualizing their desired reality is enough to make the shift. But if their subconscious beliefs don't match that new reality, they will unconsciously sabotage the process. For example, someone trying to manifest financial abundance might still hold the belief that rich people are greedy or that making money is difficult. This internal conflict creates resistance, preventing them from fully aligning with the timeline where they are already wealthy. To shift to your desired reality, your subconscious beliefs must be in alignment with that reality. If there's a contradiction, the subconscious will always win because it controls most of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This is why some people feel stuck despite all their efforts. They're unknowingly reinforcing the very reality they're trying to leave. The first step to overcoming this is awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts and emotions that arise when you think about your desire. Do you feel excitement, or do doubts and fears surface? If there's hesitation, that's a sign of subconscious resistance. Instead of ignoring it, bring it into the light. Ask yourself, what hidden beliefs might be keeping me from fully stepping into this new timeline? A powerful way to reprogram your subconscious is through repetition. The subconscious mind learns through repeated exposure, which is why affirmations, visualization, and meditation can be effective when done correctly. The key isn't just to say new beliefs, but to feel them as true in your body. If you're trying to shift into a timeline of success, repeating "I am successful" isn't enough if your subconscious still holds doubt. But if you deeply feel and embody the energy of success every day, your subconscious begins to accept it as reality. Another method is to question and dismantle old beliefs. When you catch yourself thinking something limiting, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief objectively true? Where did I learn it? Does it serve me in this new timeline? Most of the time, these beliefs aren't universal truths. They are simply inherited perspectives that can be rewritten. Shifting timelines isn't just about choosing a new reality. It's about removing everything that keeps you attached to the old one. Your beliefs are the anchors holding you in place. When you let go of limiting subconscious patterns, the shift becomes effortless because there's no internal contradiction pulling you back. A major mistake people make when trying to shift timelines is how they cultivate their relationship with effort. In the physical world, we are conditioned to think that success is a result of hard work, struggle, and perseverance. While action is an important part of creating change, the real shift happens at the energetic level first. If your energy isn't aligned with your desired timeline, no amount of effort will force the shift. Many people fall into the trap of working harder, thinking that if they just do more, their reality will finally change. But when effort comes from a place of resistance, frustration, or lack, it reinforces the very timeline they're trying to leave. This is why so many people push themselves relentlessly, yet see little to no results. Their energy is still rooted in struggle, so they continue to experience struggle no matter how much they do. Think of it like swimming against a current. If you're constantly pushing against the flow, you exhaust yourself and make little progress. But if you align with the current and let it carry you, movement becomes effortless. Shifting timelines works in the same way. When you are in alignment with your desired reality, action feels natural, fluid, and even joyful. It's no longer about forcing things to happen. It's about allowing them to unfold. Effort in itself isn't bad. It's where the effort is coming from that matters. If you're acting from a place of desperation or doubt, you're reinforcing the timeline of struggle. But if your action flows from a state of knowing and confidence, it aligns with your desired reality. This is why people who are fully aligned with success don't feel like they're working hard in the traditional sense. Their actions are inspired, purposeful, and aligned with the energy of their desired outcome. Alignment comes from shifting your state of being first. Instead of asking, "What actions do I need to take to reach my goal?" ask yourself, "How would I feel and act if my goal were already true?" When you operate from that mindset, the right actions naturally reveal themselves. You'll find yourself drawn to opportunities, making decisions effortlessly, and taking inspired steps without feeling like you're forcing anything. This doesn't mean you should sit back and do nothing. It means shifting your focus from effort-based action to alignment-based action. When your energy is in sync with your desired timeline, even small steps create massive momentum. You no longer need to struggle to make things happen because you've already aligned with the version of yourself where it's true. People who successfully shift timelines understand this principle deeply. They don't waste time trying to force reality to change. They shift their state first and let reality reflect their new frequency. Instead of constantly reacting to the world, they embody the energy of their desired reality now, and their actions stem naturally from that alignment. Another mistake people make when shifting timelines is allowing doubt and impatience to take over. They start making changes, aligning their energy, and even seeing small signs of progress. But when their desired reality doesn't appear fast enough, they panic. The moment doubt creeps in, they start questioning whether the shift is working, and this hesitation pulls them back into their old timeline. Doubt is a powerful force that anchors you to your current reality. When you doubt the process, you send conflicting signals to the universe. One moment, you're aligned with your desired timeline, and the next, you're second-guessing everything. This inconsistency disrupts the shift and keeps you oscillating between realities instead of fully stepping into the new one. Impatience works in a similar way. Many people expect instant results and treat shifting like placing an order at a restaurant. If their desire doesn't show up immediately, they assume something is wrong. But reality operates on a natural delay. The external world takes time to rearrange itself in response to your new vibration. If you react negatively during this transition period, you end up reinforcing your old state rather than solidifying the new one. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, give it sunlight, and nurture it with care. But if after a few days, you dig it up to check if it's growing, you disrupt the entire process. Shifting works the same way. When you constantly look for evidence or question whether it's working, you're uprooting your progress before it has time to take hold. The key to overcoming doubt and impatience is learning to trust the process, even when you can't see immediate results. The shift happens internally first, and reality takes time to catch up. This doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means the energy is rearranging itself behind the scenes. Your job is to hold your state and not waver. One way to do this is by acting as if the shift has already happened. If you knew without a doubt that your desired reality was on its way, how would you feel? What choices would you make? Embody that energy now. Instead of waiting for external proof, trust that your new timeline is already forming and continue reinforcing the vibration that aligns with it. This is where many people sabotage themselves. They get frustrated when they don't see changes fast enough, and their frustration shifts them back into the timeline of lack. But those who succeed in shifting remain unwavering in their alignment. They don't need immediate proof because they already know their new reality is real. Doubt and impatience are just signals that your subconscious is still partially attached to your old timeline. Instead of resisting these feelings, acknowledge them and choose to shift your focus back to trust. The universe is always responding to your dominant energy. If you stay committed to the vibration of your desired reality, the external world will reflect it in time. Even if you do the inner work to shift your beliefs and emotions, your external environment still plays a crucial role in shaping your reality. Many people unknowingly surround themselves with influences that reinforce their old timeline, making it harder to fully align with their desired reality. What you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the people you spend time with all impact your subconscious programming. If these influences don't match the frequency of the timeline you want to experience, they keep you anchored in your current state. One of the most common ways this happens is through the media. Sensationalist news, fear-based narratives, and negative programming dominate mainstream content. When you constantly expose yourself to stories of scarcity, conflict, and limitation, you absorb those vibrations even if you don't consciously believe them. Your subconscious mind picks up on everything you consume, reinforcing fear, doubt, and a perception of reality that doesn't align with the abundance and possibilities of your desired timeline. Movies, TV shows, and music also have a significant impact. Many popular films and songs reinforce limiting beliefs about love, money, and success. They portray relationships as full of drama and struggle, financial success as something only a few can achieve, and personal transformation as a slow, painful process. If you immerse yourself in these narratives, you subconsciously adopt them as part of your own reality. Over time, they create resistance by embedding stories of limitation into your mind, making it harder to shift to a reality where ease, joy, and success are natural states of being. Beyond media, the people you interact with can either support or hinder your shift. If you're constantly surrounded by individuals who reinforce your current timeline, those who doubt possibilities, focus on limitations, or dismiss the idea of shifting realities, it becomes difficult to maintain alignment with your desired state. Conversations filled with complaints, negativity, and skepticism act as an energetic anchor, pulling you back into an old way of thinking. This doesn't mean you need to cut people out of your life, but it does mean being conscious of the energy you engage with and setting boundaries where necessary. Social conditioning is another external influence that often goes unnoticed. Society at large promotes a set of collective beliefs about what is realistic and what is possible. If you accept these narratives without question, you may unconsciously limit yourself based on external expectations rather than your own inner knowing. The need for validation from others, whether from friends, family, or authority figures, can also keep you stuck. When you rely on external approval to confirm your path, you give your power away and allow others to dictate what's possible for you. The solution isn't to completely isolate yourself, but to become intentional about your external influences. Start by curating an environment that supports your shift. This means choosing media that reinforces the energy of your desired reality. Watching content that uplifts, educates, and expands your perspective. It means being mindful of the conversations you participate in, shifting discussions toward possibility rather than limitation. It also means surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, who believe in personal transformation, and who reflect the energy of the timeline you're shifting into. If you can't immediately change your external influences, start by creating small shifts. Spend more time consuming content that aligns with your goals. Seek out communities that reinforce the reality you want to experience. If you find yourself in limiting conversations, practice redirecting them or mentally disengaging. Every small adjustment makes a difference because your subconscious is always absorbing information from your surroundings. Shifting timelines isn't just about changing your thoughts, it's about changing the entire energy field you exist within. When your external environment aligns with your inner work, the shift becomes seamless, and your desired reality begins to feel natural. The final reason why most people struggle to shift to their desired timeline is that they overcomplicate the process. Instead of allowing the shift to happen naturally, they analyze, strategize, and try to figure out every detail. This intellectual approach creates unnecessary resistance, keeping them locked in their current reality instead of flowing into a new one. The mind loves complexity. It seeks explanations, formulas, and step-by-step instructions, believing that if it can just understand how shifting works, it will finally happen. But shifting timelines is not something that needs to be forced or solved like a puzzle. It is an organic process that happens naturally when you align with the new state of being. Overthinking disrupts this flow, placing the focus on control rather than trust. A common way people overcomplicate shifting is by seeking endless techniques. They jump from one manifestation method to another, constantly searching for the perfect approach. One day they try visualization, the next they script, then they meditate, then they look for signs. But this frantic searching signals a deeper issue, a lack of trust in the process itself. When you're truly aligned with a shift, you don't need constant reassurance. You simply know. Another way people overcomplicate shifting is by micromanaging external reality. They look for proof that the shift is happening, constantly checking their circumstances to see if changes are appearing. This act of looking for evidence actually reinforces the idea that the shift hasn't yet occurred. If you were truly in a new reality, you wouldn't need to check. You would already be experiencing it. The more you analyze the process, the more you delay it. A shift is not something you force, it's something you allow. The most effective way to step into a new timeline is to embody the energy of that reality now and let go of the need to understand every detail. This doesn't mean you don't take action, but rather that your action is inspired and natural rather than frantic or forced. Think about when you listen to music. You don't overanalyze each note or try to control every beat. You just feel the rhythm and enjoy the experience. Shifting works the same way. When you stop trying to dissect the process and simply be in the frequency of your desired reality, everything starts to flow effortlessly. Simplicity is key. The most aligned shifts happen when you focus on the core principles. Knowing what you want, embodying its energy, letting go of resistance, and taking inspired action. That's it. Anything beyond that is unnecessary complexity. Trusting the process means surrendering the need to control it. When you overthink, you signal doubt. When you allow, you signal trust. The moment you stop analyzing and start being, the shift happens naturally. Shifting to your desired reality isn't about effort, struggle, or waiting for external proof. It's about aligning yourself with the version of you that already exists in that timeline. The mistakes we've explored aren't barriers meant to keep you stuck. They are simply patterns that, once recognized, can be released. By becoming aware of these common traps and consciously choosing a different approach, you accelerate your shift and step into a reality that reflects your highest potential. Each of these mistakes has one thing in common. They keep you tethered to your current reality. Whether it's reinforcing old beliefs, seeking proof, doubting the process, or being surrounded by misaligned influences, these patterns act as energetic anchors. The good news is that the moment you recognize them, they begin to lose their power. Awareness alone creates space for change. What's important to remember is that shifting timelines is a natural process. You don't need to force it, and you don't need to figure it all out at once. The shift is already happening in every moment. You are always transitioning from one version of yourself to another. The key is to consciously choose which version of yourself you are stepping into. There is no external permission needed. You don't need signs, validation, or confirmation before you shift. The moment you decide that you are ready, you are. The moment you embody the energy of your desired timeline, it begins to crystallize around you. The process isn't about proving anything to the world. It's about knowing within yourself that you are already living the shift. Letting go of doubt, impatience, and external distractions allows the transition to unfold smoothly. When you stop looking for evidence, you step into trust. When you stop overanalyzing, you step into flow. And when you stop holding on to limiting beliefs, you step into your full power. The timeline you want to experience is already available. Your job is to align with it, not chase it. You are the creator of your experience. Every thought, emotion, and action is shaping your reality in this very moment. When you fully integrate this understanding, shifting no longer feels like an effort, it becomes second nature. So now, the question is, are you ready to step fully into your new timeline? The choice has always been yours. The shift has already begun. All you have to do is trust it, embody it, and step forward with the certainty that the reality you desire is already waiting for you.